Hello, welcome to my channel. I am Anurag. This video is about my conversation with one of my friends, Victor. We did our masters together in Europe and he also now works in Sweden. So in this video we talked about the cultural differences, what he found differences in Nigeria versus Sweden. Plus I also talked about how the things are in India. We talked about things such as food, language, festivals, sports, marriage and relationships, and education. Thank you for joining and enjoy the video. Can you tell how did you come to Sweden and for how long have you been in Sweden?
It's a long story. I've been in Sweden for almost 4 years now. And I came to Europe primarily through the Erasmus Mundus Master's Scholarship. So I moved from Nigeria to Europe in 2020 and I went through the same program as you. We went to the UK, studied at Leeds, Slovenia, Ljubljana, and then we moved to Luleå for a year. It's been an interesting 4 years so far.
Yeah, so after you graduated from the Erasmus Mundus, you got a job at SKF.
Yeah.
And then you're working at SKF for 3 years, right?
Yes.
What do you work with?
So for the past 1 year, I've been working on sustainability. But for almost 2 years before that, I went through the global graduate program where they sent me abroad to learn more about the company and to work on different projects. So I went to the US, I worked there for 6 months, I went to Brazil and then returned to Sweden.
Yeah,
So,
it's interesting, yeah.
One of the reasons why I was a good profile for that program was because in the Erasmus program we had moved abroad a lot and we were aware about different cultures and we could integrate properly, and it was kind of part of the profile I believe the company was looking for.
Yes.
So that helped as well.
So the program, Erasmus program that we went through for the masters, and because we traveled to different countries to study, that helped you in your job as well.
It did.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things to ask with is that what difference you saw between Nigeria and Sweden? What's the difference in the lifestyle or all sort the different like cultural shocks? I'm sure you got see some cultural shocks, and any other thing that you wanna talk about. How is the life different?
That's a very good question. You know, I think now that I've been here for 4 years, the culture shocks are kind of dissipating. There are less of shocks anymore than they used to be. So a lot of these things now I see as normal. But when I first moved here, it was very clear what the differences were. I remember the very first thing you notice is how quiet it is. There are very few people around. The weather, of course, is extremely cold here compared to Nigeria. But culturally, I would say Sweden is interesting. I think the people have a different way of life. They are not as communal as Africans or West Africans can be, where you're in each other's business. Like you can knock on your neighbor's door and just check in on them. You have visitors at any time without any planning, and people. You can feel like this closer bond in the society, in the community.
Yeah, it's the same in India.
Yeah.
So in India also, but I grew up in a village, so villages are very different than cities. So in villages, it's the same. I was saying neighbors can come and pass by, have a tea.
Exactly.
Or all those sort of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest shock for me right now is like how everyone is kind of individualist. So for example, if you look at where I live, I don't know the names of any of my neighbors. I barely even see them. So I think that's the kind of life here. Everyone is in a small circle of family and friends, and it's difficult to get into those circles.
Yeah.
So making friends as a result is difficult.
But I mean, now I wonder that, is that a Swedish lifestyle or is it more like a urban lifestyle everywhere? Because I know that back where I studied close to New Delhi. I studied in a city called Noida, and it's very like it's close to New Delhi. New Delhi is the capital of India,
Okay.
and I still have some friends who live there and work, and they don't know their neighbors. It's because in the new urban idea is that like a lot of people don't know who their neighbors are. So I'm very interested. Like, is it more Swedish way, or is it because of the urbanization that people have become so individualistic in these areas?
I think that's a very good point. Even in Nigeria, there are places like that, like Lagos, where it's so populated, everyone goes about their business. But I still think fundamentally, if you look at Sweden, that's a lifestyle. For example, we lived in Luleå where there were 70,000 people. So a very small place you could call a village, but people still live that way. And it's not necessarily when you move to Stockholm and Gothenburg, the big cities, that you see that. It's kind of everywhere in Sweden, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I may be wrong. Maybe it's an urban thing and it has spread around Sweden. Could be that as well.
What's the difference in the food in Nigeria versus in Sweden?
Where do I start from?
From anywhere. From anywhere.
It's been a long 4 years in Sweden now. Is it 3 years in Sweden?
Years. Sorry, I gotta take my glasses off. I hate it.
Yeah, 3 years in Sweden of Swedish food. But I realize I barely eat Swedish food because I'm not used to it. I feel like when you compare the taste to West African food, or specifically Yoruba food in Nigeria, it's very different. Swedish food is not spicy. They don't really add a lot of ingredients. They don't eat a lot of carbs like we do. So for example, you'll find typical Swedish food like mashed potatoes with meatballs. It's completely different from what we eat.
So you're cooking mostly the Yoruba food.
Yes.
And there's
And
like
our food is very carb based. So we eat a lot of rice. We have this dish called jollof rice. It's like the national dish in Nigeria, unofficial national dish. And in Sweden, they don't eat as much rice.
it's not popular.
It's not.
It's a little bit, but all rice you could see in the supermarkets is jasmine rice and basmati rice.
Basmati rice, yeah.
And these are the two rice.
Yeah.
That's it.
And even the jasmine rice in supermarkets are not great.
No, and their shelf is very tiny.
Yeah. So they don't eat a lot of rice, but we eat so much rice. And we eat food, we call it like fufu. It's made from yam, cassava, plantain. We dry it and grind it, and then the powder we make into like a paste, a thick paste, and then we eat it with different soups. So in Sweden, I don't see soup, like different types of soups. It's not a thing here. So yeah.
Do you eat salmon?
Now I do, and I like it. Salmon is one of the Swedish foods I like.
So when first time I came to Luleå, and I didn't know how salmon looks like or how it tastes like. It looked very strange, the red kind of fish. So strange. It looks like meat, but it's a fish.
Yeah.
And I wasn't very fan of in the beginning,
Okay.
but now I like salmon. In my part of India, you wouldn't find salmon. Do you find it in Nigeria or?
I've never been a big fan of fish, so maybe I think we eat salmon in Nigeria. I'm not sure, but the way it's packaged here, I've not seen before. Like the skin has been removed, they cut it in these sizes.
Slice.
Slice and then they package it. I've not seen that back home, but maybe we eat salmon. I'm not sure. Another thing I noticed about Swedish food is they have this tallrik, which means plate. So you see kebab tallrik, or you see like vegetarian tallrik. I wonder if it's like traditional Swedish food or it's been influenced by food brought from immigrants.
I know one thing is that the word thalrik is similar in Hindi to thali. Thali means
Which means
plate.
plate. Okay.
Yeah, and thali is more like a combination of different
Of different
food in a dish.
in a dish. Is
It's more like a dish.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't know the Swedish history of how it came here.
It's also nice. It's something I enjoy where they mix veggies, meats, some sauces, fries, rice. I think that's probably the Swedish food I like best, like the kebab talvik. But
Kebab salrik is not
Yeah.
Swedish, perhaps.
exactly, but now it's kind of is. It's so popular now that the Swedes have embraced it,
Yeah, it's popular. You will see
like street food.
Yes, and it's very often we can see it in Gothenburg city.
Yeah.
It's so different than in India. Our dishes are very different, and yeah, I had not seen this much packaged food back in my country. Actually,
Like in the supermarkets.
in the supermarkets, packaged in plastic, so much of frosted meat, so much of frosted vegetables, like green vegetables and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's incredibly lot in Sweden,
Yeah.
and in India it's mostly is fresh food consumption. And the good thing with the fresh food consumption is that it's healthier
Yeah.
when
it
you
is.
get eco and homemade. In Sweden, the packaged food you can keep it for a very long time, and you have more variety of foods that you can keep and store. So in India, if someone gets like a freshwater fish, they have to sell it within a day.
few days. Yeah.
It has to be finished, otherwise ruined.
It's
So it's not good for maybe the economy as much as it having a system
Yeah.
like Sweden.
That's a good point. It's the same for us. We eat a lot of fresh food. I've never seen like meat in plastics or fish in plastic or
Me neither. Yeah.
the only thing that I saw back home that were packed were like maybe green beans or kidney beans, those things, or tomato paste. They were usually packed. But veggies and meats, fish, they were always fresh.
Yeah.
And I kind of miss that.
Yeah. Although I think one benefit of the packaged food is that first is that it can be cheap because it can be maybe packaged somewhere and then it was frosted and then it was sold here, and since it can be stored for a long time, it's available cheap.
Yeah.
And also people have access to more variety of food. So anywhere packaged food can come here and it can be stored and people can access
Yeah,
it.
it's a good advantage.
Yeah, our countries maybe don't have it. What is a jollof rice? Jollof rice, right?
Oh yes, jollof rice. It's you probably have seen online some jokes about jollof rice war between countries. So it's this rice that is cooked in tomato sauce and some spices. That's the main way it can be described. But it's a West African dish, and it originally came from, I believe, Senegal or I think it was Senegal that made the jollof rice. Or maybe Gambia. I mean, Gambia is within Senegal, but it came from there. And then the other West African countries started making their own type. So you see jollof rice from Senegal, from Gambia, from Ghana, from Nigeria. And then we're always making jokes about who does it best. So you hear from the Senegalese, like, we created the dish, we are the best. Nigeria will tell you we are the best. Ghanaians will say the same thing. So it's a very common.
There's a competition.
Yes. But and we typically eat this food during festive periods. So for Christmas, for New Year, weddings, birthday parties. Jollof rice is everywhere.
How is it made? Is it rice mixed with vegetables, or is it rice mixed with some sort of meat?
So what we first do is, if you have meat, you boil your meat and you save the stock. The stock is like the liquid from the boiled meat or chicken. And then your veggies, so bell peppers, chili peppers, tomatoes, onions, garlic, you roast it or you fry it a bit so it's a bit concentrated, and then you blend it. And then you fry that, put the rice in, add some spices, some salt, some thyme, curry, and then you cook the rice in it.
Sounds interesting.
And then your chicken stock you pour inside. And something special about rice, jollof rice, is you don't boil it to cook it. It's the steam that cooks it. So you make sure you seal it very well.
You don't want the steam to escape.
To escape. It's like biryani. I heard when you make biryani,
It's a little bit similar, yeah.
they put like, is it biryani? They make some flour dough and they put it on the edge so that the steam does not escape.
It might be biryani.
Yeah.
Biryani is similar rice with chicken or mutton or meat mainly.
Yeah.
So yeah. Plus spices.
Yeah. Another shock is the language. And this one is just like a funny example of a difference. So I come from the southwestern part of Nigeria, and we speak a language called Yoruba. So in Yoruba, we have a word for saying sorry to someone. And not just sorry because you wronged them, but sorry because you empathize with them. So for example, if you fall on the floor and you hurt yourself, in my language, we have this word called pele. I would say pele, which means sorry. So automatically, I think where I'm from, if something happens to someone, you just say sorry to them. But in Sweden, that word doesn't exist, actually. So the sorry they have, I think, is förlåt.
Yeah, förlåt.
Which förlåt means like, it's almost like when you cause someone harm and then you apologize for that. So it's not a sorry to empathize. So I think when I moved here, I would say like sorry, and people are like, what are you sorry for? Like you didn't, it's not your fault, so why are you apologizing? So it's just an example of the difference in language. And yeah, it's just a funny example I wanted to give.
All right.
I don't know if in India you have a word for sorry, or if you say sorry to people when something happens to them. You don't?
No, you don't say anything.
Really?
Yeah. All you say
in Sweden, they just say oi. Like if someone falls down on the ground and hurts themselves, they say oi, oi. I'm like, oi is like an exclamation. But
no, actually, it's a funny story. But when I talk to my friends in India now, and if something happens and I say sorry or something, they would be say, "What are you?" Like they are so surprised. So actually, we don't.
Okay.
In India, it's not a tradition, and they would laugh if I say sorry or thank you or. People who are saying thank you in Hindi, it's called dhanyavad or something, or thank you even in English, but it's not the part of the culture. So no.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't know if this example is just unique to southwestern part of Nigeria or Nigeria in general, but it's something I noticed in Sweden that's different.
Right. Yeah. So you have a language called Yoruba. Is there a language that people speak there, or?
Yes. So. It's a language spoken by millions of people, probably tens of millions of people in the southwestern part of Nigeria. And where I'm from, that's a local language, but we all also speak English since we were colonized by the British. So yeah, that's my language.
So people speak English and Yoruba in Nigeria?
Yes, in southwestern parts. So there are other parts where they speak Hausa, they speak Igbo, and then there are so many dialects in Nigeria. It's just like India. There are hundreds of languages in India, in Nigeria. Yes.
Really? No, we didn't know that. I think most of people perhaps won't know that Nigerians also have so many languages.
Oh yeah, we do. And I think it's common to countries where they have huge populations.
Right.
Because we're about 200 million people. I mean, it's nowhere close to India, but I think we're top 10 most populous countries in the world. So, yeah, it's quite a big country.
So, okay, right. So, do you like Sweden so far?
I like Sweden.
Partly.
I think nowhere is perfect.
Yeah.
Right? You just have to understand where you are. You have to see how the society works and if that works for you. So I like Sweden in the sense that it's calm, it's peaceful. I'm quite introverted, so I'm also not open to like people chatting to me on the bus or randomly striking conversations with me like they do back home. So those things I'm kind of used to, or I don't mind. So in that sense, also when I look at the way the society is run, like there's a lot of emphasis on opportunities for men and women. There's equal, they strive for equal pay, they strive for equal paternity leave, maternity leave. I really, really appreciate those things. And it helps if you want to start a family. I think it's one of the places in the world where you really, the country supports you into building a family.
Yeah, it's very family.
It's very family
oriented.
friendly.
Yeah, family friendly.
So that's one of the things I really appreciate about here.
Yeah, you get a lot of parental leaves, and some other benefits. Yeah, if you have a family.
Monetary benefits as well.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so what are the things that you don't like about Sweden? Certainly there are a lot of things that we don't like about any place.
Yeah. Let me think. I think one thing I don't like about the culture is how passive everyone can be. Like nobody wants to offend anyone. So you don't really get people's thoughts. Everyone is like walking on eggshells. So for example, in Nigeria, you can be on a bus and people are talking about politics and saying, oh, the president did this bad thing. And people are open about it. But in Sweden, unless you're in their inner circle, I don't think you really get that type of understanding of their perspective.
Yeah, and I think it's true. Maybe also there's one popular thing is the sticky notes. People put the angry notes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so people don't.
Did you see some downstairs when you were coming up? Yeah, someone put some notes about someone else playing music at night. Yeah, so quite passive. Way of.
It's in India as well. Is the other way around. So people are very blunt. Not necessarily I am like that, but on average people are a bit blunt.
Yeah.
So they will be on your face saying.
It's the same in Nigeria, but I don't think the two extremes are good. I think somewhere in the middle, there are situations where being open about how you feel, it helps you bond with people. I think it's helpful as well.
Yeah.
So I'm somewhere in the middle.
Right. Yeah. Seems like you like the weather very much.
The
weather here very much.
I don't know, man. I mean, now in the summer it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's not too warm.
Yeah.
And it's sunny for most of the days.
Yeah.
So I mean, summer here is just amazing.
Summer is good. Also, I was in the north, and it was pretty hot there. So like 30 degrees.
And then you have the sun all day.
You have sun all day.
Yeah.
So summers are pretty nice, but winters are pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the winters are tough. I remember my first winter. That was when we first moved to Luleå. That was 2020 or 2021.
Yeah.
It was really tough. And there's this thing called seasonal affective disorder, where because of lack of sunlight, you start to feel depressed. And if you don't know it and start using your vitamin D supplements, it's almost like you're going crazy.
Yes, yeah.
And that coupled with not being able to make friends or to learn the language. And then we moved during COVID as well.
Yeah, it was
so
crazy.
Everything was just,
It was crazy. Yeah.
It was a really tough time.
I try not to skip my gym in the winters.
Yeah.
And my vitamin Ds.
Exactly.
So try to keep them.
Yeah.
Otherwise it has like a really impact on your mental health. I think people in our countries won't understand how it feels to be without sun for this long.
Yeah.
Like how it affects your mental health sort of.
Yeah.
You would not understand unless you are here and you face this.
Yeah.
Then you understand what it is. When we were in university and you told, in the winter time, you told that when you had this state of mind as you could just watch on the wall for like an hour or so and you don't know why. So
I can't remember saying that.
That could be a winter depression sort of.
Yeah. I know I was depressed. I don't remember saying that exactly, but I was not in my normal self. And one thing that helped, by the way, was you introduced me to the gym. It was that year we started going to the gym together, and since then it's been part of my lifestyle. It really improves your mood just to be active and lifting weights, cardio.
Yeah, it helps.
Speaking of which, I think another difference between Nigeria and Sweden is like festivals, or maybe not festivals, but like public holidays or celebrations. I think in Sweden it's very different here. What do you
What
think?
do you mean?
Remember?
Of course, it's different in India.
Yeah.
We have more festivals than Sweden, but of course, there is more like fun things happening in Sweden because we have festivals that's like maybe 100 festivals in a year or so, where you get sometimes some of them you get holidays, public holidays. In Sweden, you have way less public holidays.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other festivals going on. So in the cities, you can see something happening like a water race or funny cycling or
It's mostly like sports activities
sports activities.
in Sweden.
Yeah, plus some food
And
festivals.
food festivals. Yeah.
Yeah. So these ones is not happening in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. So
Plus-
for us, for example, Christmas is very big, and we celebrate Christmas on the 25th. I remember, I think 3 years ago when we were in Luleå, on Christmas Day, we decided to go to the city center. Do you remember this day?
Yes. It was-
Expecting that maybe there was some celebration,
Right.
or people were on the streets.
Yeah.
But it was completely empty.
Empty,
I think that was
yeah.
a big culture shock for me.
Yeah.
Because for us, when it's Christmas, kids are very excited. They're throwing fireworks. They're throwing, there's this thing we call banga. I don't know what the actual name is. Firecrackers. Like you light it up and then it makes sounds. Pa, pa, pa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
there's
know.
a lot of that. There's
Fulchadi maybe in Hindi.
there's Christmas decorations everywhere. You can go to Santa Claus with your kids and get gifts. But in Sweden, maybe because it's more secular, there is less of that. And they have a different celebration, like the Yule Bud, which is
Yeah.
Christmas dinner.
Yeah, it's mostly. It seems like when we were in Luleå, it seems like mostly people were celebrating in their home.
Yes.
Then there is a
exactly.
public
Then there's a
celebration.
public celebration, yeah.
Yeah, and also, but there are some things that happens before. One is Lucia.
Yeah, I heard about Lucia.
That is more public
It is.
celebration. Yeah,
But I also don't know where Lucia comes from.
I don't know either.
Because some people say it's linked to a Christian saint called Saint Lucia. Some people say it is linked to Lucifer, who is the devil or Satan in the Christian religion.
I think the second one is less likely.
Some people also say it comes from celebrating light. So when you live in Sweden and it gets very dark in the winter. So I think Lucia comes in when it starts to get bright.
I think when
when it goes dark.
like November, December.
Exactly, and then the people start to put lights at their windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some people say it symbolizes like even in the darkness, you're celebrating lights.
Yeah, yeah. True.
Another difference is in the celebrations in Sweden, there's less food. In Nigeria, if there's any celebration, there's jollof rice.
In India also is a lot of
There's
food.
so much food, and then you don't expect to pay for it. But here, if you go for an event somewhere, you still need to pay. Yeah, that's another difference. Even at weddings, it's common to pay for your food. It's possible to pay for your food at a wedding.
Yeah. Have you tried any specific Swedish dish? Like anyone from Sweden invited you to try the smelly fish,
What's it called?
strum or something?
Yeah, strumshonen or something.
Yeah.
No, I've not. And I heard that the strumshonen is not meant to be a dish. It's meant to be like a spice. Like you're not meant to eat it as a dish. Like the people that use it, they use it as a condiment in other foods. But there's this challenge that's common on social media to like try to swallow it whole.
Also, it's a garam masala of Swedish people.
I don't know garam masala.
Garam masala is the most common spices in India.
Okay, yeah, maybe
It's put in everywhere.
I don't think it's that common in Sweden.
No, it's not.
But there are people that use it. So
We hear everywhere, but I haven't seen anyone eating.
exactly. Sumstronin. I
Yeah.
think that's the word.
Yeah.
But you see videos of people like gagging and vomiting because of the smell of it.
Yeah.
I don't think I can eat. You're meant to eat to enjoy, not to suffer or be disgusted.
Yeah. But yes, I think I do have tried some different meatballs, and it might be good depending upon how.
Meatballs can be very good.
Yeah, but you won't find it good meatballs everywhere.
No.
Maybe some places. Yeah,
IKEA meatballs is good. If you're ever in Sweden and you want to
IKEA
try
meatballs.
cheap Swedish food, go to IKEA.
So once when your mom was visiting, and she had cooked this very special dish that it looks like a lump of dough, and which is more kind of brownish lump of dough.
Yes.
Looks like a halwa in Hindi. In India, we have this thing called halwa.
Okay.
It looks exactly the same, but it's sweet. It's more like what's it called? A dessert. But yours is like part of main food.
It's part of the main food.
And it's not sweet.
No. Also, you're not meant to chew it.
And you don't mean, I was trying to chew it.
Oh,
in the beginning.
So actually, the soup is the main dish. And that is the side.
Right.
So you're meant to use that to swallow the soup. Because eating just a soup, there's not enough carbs or anything. So that's the idea. And that brown thing, we call it amala. It's my
Amala.
It's my mom's favorite food. So the way they make it is they take dried plantain. Plantain is like bananas, but different breed of bananas. Dried plantain, I think, mixed with dried yam. Yam is also not in India. Yam is a tuber. It's like potatoes, but it's very big. They also, I think, they dry that and then they blend it, and then we make this. Fufu is like the general name for all those type of food. Yeah, and we make it with different types of soup.
All right, that's the strangest food I've ever tried. So you don't eat that, you don't chew it, you just
don't chew
have
it. You just have to dip in the soup and you swallow it.
Yeah.
And it was very hot, I imagine. It must have been very hot.
It was, I got full very quick.
Very quick, yeah.
Because I first had to work so hard with dipping and then eating like that. But
and one similarity we have is those dishes we eat with our hands. The same way the Indians eat certain dishes with their hands. And it's different when you try to use a spoon or a fork. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah.
You feel very intimate with your food.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Sweden, if they see you doing that, it looks like maybe you're dirty or something.
You'll be kicked
But
out.
in reality, in Europe or in the Western world, they eat their burgers with their hands.
Burgers and
Fries.
plus also burgers, fries, pizzas also sometimes.
Pizzas, exactly. Those things they eat with their hands.
Not only that, the tacos.
Tacos, yeah.
I mean, if you have a tacos and if it's in a tortilla bread, you have to eat it like that.
Exactly.
If it's a kebab or big bread, what is that bread called? That they put the kebab in it, and
I've forgotten what it's called.
I also forgot. They call something. That also you have to hold. Maybe they put paper in it, but a lot of people use the hand. So there are several dishes here as well. People use hand. Otherwise, most of things are used with fork and knife. So what sports is most popular in Nigeria? Of course, football.
Football.
Right? Yeah.
Football is the most popular sport by far, more than any other sport. I don't think we have local sports that we do.
Nothing, no other.
No.
I remember.
I mean, people play basketball, people play tennis, people swim. But the main sport most people follow is football.
I remember, one incident that in Leeds in the UK when we first went with all of our group, and Martin, who doesn't know Martin is from Nigeria, and he was our one of classmates in the Erasmus program when we were doing our masters. So when we were traveling to all these touristic places, trying different food, seeing different nice fortress and architecture, Martin
instead going to stadiums.
He went to stadium with his Manchester United or whatever. I don't remember what his fan, and he's taking photo.
It was Manchester United.
It's Manchester United. Yeah. And he would take photo of those stadiums. Look,
Martin went to more stadiums than probably cities in the UK. He went to Arsenal. I remember we went to Manchester City and United together. He went to Everton. He went to Leeds Stadium. He even watched a football game in Manchester City at some point.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really big for us. And interestingly, we follow English football specifically. Maybe because we were colonized by the British. But I don't know why Indians never picked up football from the British.
They haven't. It's not. I don't know either why. I mean, I think lately there has been some effort to push football in India.
Yeah, but I mean, I think it's too late.
It didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So football is our thing. In Sweden, football is also quite common. But I think Swedes feel more maybe with ice hockey.
Ice hockey. Maybe ice
Feels
hockey is
more
the
like their
main.
local. I mean, if it's by sheer number, I heard there's more followers for football.
Yeah.
But like Sweden feels more in tune with ice hockey. It feels like their game. They're also very good at it.
It seems like the emotions are stronger with ice hockey for Swedish people than they are with football.
Football, because football, the country is not as strong as it used to be. The club sides are not also that strong, but their ice hockey teams are very good.
And Zlatan has retired.
Zlatan has retired.
No, I'm just joking. I barely know much about football.
There's a player called Alexander Isak.
I don't know.
He's the best Swedish footballer now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Is he good in the international level?
Yeah,
or
he's
just
very good.
Swedish?
He's good in both club football and also for Sweden.
Okay.
He's very good.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, he's originally from Eritrea or one of those Eastern African countries.
Let's talk about the marriage and relationships. How do they happen in Nigeria? So before you say anything, so in Sweden, I've made also a video on it, that people choose their own partner. There is individualism. There is a choice for them, people to choose partners. In India, some places there is, but majority, still there are arranged marriages decided by the parents. So people in India might have been thinking that it's only like the whole world is like India. And it's only the Europe that's different. But as you had told before, that in Nigeria also people choose their own partners.
Yeah.
So a guy meet the girl and they decide if they want to marry or not. The family don't interfere. Is it totally right out?
So it's not as straightforward. I would say in my generation for sure, it's very individualistic. You choose who you want to get married to. And as long as your family accepts that person, you can go ahead. There are some families where they might fight you and say, oh, we don't like this person, or this and that. Some families are also tribalists. They'll say, oh, we don't want you to marry someone from this place. But at the end, it all boils down to what the person wants. However, I know I talked to my grandfather, for example. My grandfather is 96. He met my grandmother in the 1920s or something like that. And he told me that back then, the way he met my grandmother was a friend of his just said, oh, I know this girl. She's from this family. She's very good. I think you should talk to her. So back then, there used to be these people called alarino. That's the word in Yoruba. It's an intermediary.
We call it agua in Bhojpuri, the local language.
But it's not forceful. So someone would just try to bridge the gap.
We have the same.
Between a guy and a girl.
Yeah.
And it's not like a family is selecting that person or something. Maybe families did.
Yeah.
But I think the point was just to break the ice, or like matchmaking.
Matchmaking people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think from that level, the difference between us and India is from that level, it became to a point where that was not really needed. And people started doing their own matchmaking naturally with friends or by themselves or in place of worship, in school. But I think in India, I may be wrong, it seems like it now became very strict. That the families now wanted to have full control in the matchmaking without the consent of maybe that's what it became.
Majority, yes. There is still like a minority of places where it doesn't happen like that, but majority, yes. Particularly in the rural India. Yes. Yeah. And also, so one thing is that in India, if you marry someone, there is a mostly you stay with the same person for life. In Sweden, it's not that the same case. People marry, or they can live together without marriage.
Yeah.
People separate. Sometimes the things don't work out. How is it in Nigeria? Before you start, I also was talking to some people from Japan, and they say that usually in Japan also when they meet, they stay together for life, sort of. I don't know. I'm just talking to one person, but how is it in Nigeria?
So in Nigeria, ideally, when you get married, you're staying with the person for life. That's the goal. You're not like saying, "Oh, let me try this marriage out. If it works, I'll stay with them. If it doesn't work, I'll leave them. I'll be with someone else." People get married to stick with them.
And yeah, what if things don't work out?
That's a good point. I think in Nigeria, people just try to find a way. I mean, for people I know, as long as the issues they have is not like life-threatening or maybe deep infidelity or someone's, life-threatening basically, they try to make it work out.
So they try to solve even their constant conflicts.
Yes.
In the worst case, let's say.
Yeah,
in the best case, things works out and
yeah, exactly.
it's very happy.
But people also separate. But it's very uncommon, and I think it's because society looks down on those people.
The same in India.
Yeah. So if somebody is divorced, there's like a stigma on them. It's difficult for them to get remarried.
Very difficult in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think maybe that's what's driving it, that people would rather just stay with the situation they have. So what I see it as like two extremes. I think in a place like Sweden, it is so flimsy, like the relationships, it feels like, that maybe there's not that much value in it, where you just feel like I can just wake up one day and go, and you always will have one leg out. I also think it's toxic, on the other hand, to be caged in something that doesn't work for you. Yeah. So, yeah. But is it possible to get a divorce in India? Just curious.
It is possible to get a divorce by law. It's totally fine. But in India, the problem is that society is very strict with the marriage. So if you can divorce, but for a woman or a man to remarry is going to be a hell of a task. Particularly for women, it's going to be very, very difficult. A lot of men and women, they stay single if their partner dies or something for the rest of their life. Some of them do get remarried, but many of them have stayed single.
But why? If your partner dies, it doesn't mean you're divorced. It's just an unfortunate.
Yes, but still there is societal pressure, sort of.
Is it like if someone's partner dies, it's a sign that they are bad people?
No, it's not like that. It's more like I think it's more like a culture that marriages are made in heaven with only one person. So once you marry, that's the only person you are supposed to. You are
destined.
Yeah, more like a religious values than, and it's perhaps not the best. It's not the best, of course, but it is how it is. Yeah.
For us, we don't have that mindset. I mean, marriage is also different in Nigeria. Like the Muslims have it different from the Christians. I think some Muslims, they are open to polygamy. A lot of modern Muslims are not. But also in Christianity, we believe that, and we don't believe in destiny, like, oh, there's just one person made for you. But we believe that you should marry someone that aligns with the Christian values, if you're Christian. And yeah, someone that God thinks is a right match for you.
Yes.
But it doesn't mean there's just one of that person, because that person can say no to you. So you can marry someone else. That person, I don't know, it might not work out. The person get divorced.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean there's no one else. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I think there in Sweden or in Europe in general, usually people do meet many people, but I think there is a trend, or at least a discourse in the society that I've realized, is that for everyone there is someone made for them. They are waiting for them to meet, with whom they want to settle down, like the one.
Yeah.
There is, even they're dating many. Oh no, I'm not. Things not working out, but I'm gonna meet someone, the one at the end.
I think
Something like that.
it's a smoke screen where it's not real.
It's not real. Definitely
It's
not.
not real. And it's
Yeah.
because people have this standard that if I'm with the one, nothing can go wrong. We're not going to fight. We're not going to have any issues. Everything will be smooth. And that's the assumption. And maybe it's being propagated by movies and books.
Popular culture.
Yeah, popular culture that makes it seem the romantic
Yeah.
ideals.
Yeah.
But in reality, it's not like that.
I don't think anyone
Yeah.
can meet the perfect one.
No.
And there is no perfect
There's
one.
no perfect one.
Yeah, it's more like creating right relationships,
Yeah.
perhaps, than trying to find the best or the perfect one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think for me, I believe more in a relationship, you can build something that's perfect for both of you than to find something that's already perfect. If you just think about the fact that two people that have had different lives, different backgrounds, are coming together, it's natural that everything is not aligned.
No.
But you have to build an atmosphere that you can align in a way that fits both people.
Yeah. Will you also then tell a little bit about how was your childhood growing up in Nigeria? In my countries, there is government schools, there are private schools, and all the government schools are free. Although the government schools teacher come through, they pass some examination and they are more qualified, but the schools are not considered good. So people try to go in private schools or even better schools, and there are a lot of competition after you pass the high school when you want to go to the engineering colleges or medical colleges or any law. So how is it growing up in Nigeria? How is it competitive environment? Like in India, it's tough. It's tough as well.
You mean on the educational side?
Educational side,
okay.
yeah. How is education there, and how was in general to grow up also?
My experience, I can't speak for others, but in Nigeria, there are private schools, there are also government schools. There used to be an era where the government schools were very good, and most of the people in my parents' age, that's where they went. They got almost free education, the quality was good. But over time, it's kind of deteriorated. So in my era, we went to private schools. And for me and my family, we specifically went to a school owned by a church. It was called Orita Mefa Baptist Nursery and Primary School. It was very good. It was a very good school. The education was good. Even at that time, I could sense a level of competition. I think they kind of raised us to thrive on that.
But did you have to pay for these private schools?
Yes, of course, we had to pay. But it wasn't very expensive. For the primary school,
Yeah.
it wasn't very expensive. But when we got to secondary school, the high school, was also private, but it got more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah. Just I want to add one thing is that in India, you have to pay for the private schools. Government schools are free. But I think in Sweden, so far as I know, that there can be private schools here, but they're all free.
The private schools are free.
Yeah, you don't have to pay. So it's paid by the tax money through the government. So either you go to the private or the government is
wow. That's
free.
interesting.
Yeah. Unlike our education system, sort of.
It's quite different.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it was like. And also between primary school and secondary school, you had to write this exam called the Common Entrance. And bear in mind, you're like age 9 or 10, and you have to study hard for this exam. So it's like the first introduction into how tough the world is, where depending on how you pass or to the schools you apply, that determines your future. So
Same in India.
some people apply to private schools, they don't meet the cutoff mark, and then you don't get to that school. Some, as a result of that, they have to go to the public schools, which are bad. So from that stage, you start to see that in life you really have to strive for some things, just like in India. And then from the secondary school to the colleges, universities, it's even much tougher. We have an exam called JAMB. It's a shortened form for Joint Administration Matriculation Board or something like that. That exam is so difficult. And for 3 years, you're anticipating that exam and studying for that exam.
Wow.
Yeah, but I don't think it's as strenuous as India, maybe. I watched this movie, Three Idiots, many years ago. And
it's a fun movie.
yeah, that was just another level, the way it was depicted there. Yeah, good movie recommendation, by the way, if you've not seen it.
Yeah, it's a fun one. We had watched, I think, maybe we were in our high school or something like that. Yeah. I think I remember you had told that your father was also an engineer, right? How did you get your...
My father's not an engineer.
Okay, he wasn't.
No.
So how did you get an inspiration to be an engineer?
Yeah, I think
how
I remember. So my grandfather was kind of an engineer. I mean, he was born in the early 1900s. So there were no engineering colleges back then in Nigeria, but he went through like a technical school. So with his education, he was kind of a mechanical engineer. And that kind of, it inspired me to want to pursue that.
Your grandpa?
My grandpa.
Oh.
And it was not because of anything specific about the field, but as a kid, it just seemed like a very prestigious career path. And yeah, it was just an idea that was incepted into my mind, and I ran with it.
And so, I'm thinking is like in India, in average class, middle class people, there is a sort of race to become engineers and doctors and lawyers. These like few professions.
Yeah.
Everyone will be one of these.
Yeah.
And there is like kind of craze, and there's a huge competition in these fields. Is there anything like that in Nigeria as well?
Yeah, absolutely. At least when I grew up, the three professions were engineer, lawyer, or doctor. That's what every parent wanted their child to study. And you kind of just had to choose a box that you wanted. But ironically, along your life, maybe when you're studying to get into the university, your grades are not good enough for most people. And then you get another course assigned to you.
Yeah.
So a lot of people that want to study medicine, they study biochemistry instead, pharmacy, botany, zoology, microbiology, and all of that.
Yeah.
Then engineers, people that want to be engineers, some of them study mathematics, eventually the sciences instead. So it starts with this craze of trying to be a lawyer, doctor, engineer, and then the universities give you some other courses to study.
Yeah, and in India, I think a lot of people aspire to be in these professions, but also there are a lot of people who are other professions like teacher as well. You have a lot of teachers.
There are a lot of teachers, but I never met anyone that wanted to be a teacher. I feel like teachers, this might be wrong, but the way I saw teachers, a lot of teachers were people that aspired to do something else.
Yeah.
And then that was what life dished to them, and they took it.
I think similar situation slightly in India as well. So you never knew who has a dream to become a teacher. Like you meet some people who want to be, but a majority who have become teacher, they didn't have this dream.
They didn't have their dream.
It's not like they want to be a teacher.
And sadly, teachers are one of the bedrock of society. They define the children of the future.
Very much.
But still, there's no prestige in being a teacher. They are not paid so well. It's really sad.
Yeah. So engineering. How did you choose engineering?
So actually, I chose mechanical engineering. But before then, I wanted to be a petroleum engineer. So I don't know if you know, but Nigeria is one of the oil-producing nations in the world.
I didn't know.
and it's one of the fields where the engineers make a lot of money, because we have companies like Shell, Total, Chevron that are drilling oil in the country, and those who work there are making crazy money. So I wanted to study petroleum engineering. But right before I submitted my application for petroleum engineering, I spoke to my dad, and he said, you know what, petroleum engineering is a very niche field. Why don't you consider another type of engineering, and then you can still work in the petroleum industry? So then I chose mechanical instead, and it's been one of the best decisions of my life, because now we can see that the craze for oil is reducing globally.
Yeah.
We're finding alternative sources to oil.
EVs, and also there's a lot of conflicts around oils.
Exactly. So, and I remember when I graduated from my bachelor's in 2019, a lot of my colleagues who studied petroleum engineering started to look at other fields. Several of them went into software engineering, data science, and AI from
Why
back
so?
then. I think they could already sense it. They could already see the demand for petroleum engineers reducing. They could see that there was a point where in Nigeria maybe the oil finishes, and then what? And they could see how very narrow the field was. So if they stuck to that, it was difficult to pivot to something else.
Oh, right, yeah. And that is true.
Yeah.
And also there is like a lot of trendy fields like IT, AI, machine learning.
Yeah, these things are quite new.
They're new and trendy, and
Very.
they're attracting a lot of new people
Yeah.
of our age.
And not just that. I mean, these days now you see people's jobs as content creators.
Yeah, influencers.
Yeah, influencers. Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm in a generation that it's a bit strange to see those things. Like if I have a child now and they say they want to be a content creator, it's not the kind of thing
Yeah.
I'm used to. But the truth is it's the new normal.
Yeah.
Like these are career paths that are coming up that never really existed before.
Yeah. The influencers, they live with a different kind of trends. Like there is one song that becomes popular, and it's like influencer starts to make a reel of it. Then all the others want to make a reel from this song.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. It's like it's trendy. People like it, and then so it's a very new thing. What's your goal? Do you want to stay in Sweden, or in the future, or what are you gonna? You have a different place in your mind.
Honestly, I'm not really sure. I don't see myself spending the rest of my life here. But I think the phase of my life now, where I'm at with my career, my relationship, I think I'd like to continue to be in Sweden. But maybe in the future I move to a warmer place with good food.
Sun, maybe.
With some sun, yeah.
On sun.
Yeah.
Okay. But thank you for the
pleasure.
interview.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll see sometime next time.
Sure. Thank you, Anurag.